Hello and welcome to the Intermission podcast. I'm Fabian. That's Isaiah. We're a Dallas sports podcast. Some news this week, and we're just going through a little bit of a regular season for the Wings and Rangers. And I think we're gonna start with the Wings, who have been struggling a bit recently. Tell me about it, Isaiah.
Yeah, sadly the Wings have been struggling a little bit. Um, but it's really not that bad, despite what their record says. I would say that the team still is still pretty good, but I mean, it just sucks that their record's 1-7. Before I talk about these two games, I want to quickly say last week, Thursday, May 29th, Paige Beckers had went into concussion protocol,
Mm-hmm.
so she didn't play any of these two games.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, She went. The game that she got into the concussion protocol was last Thursday against the Chicago Sky.
Right.
And she bumped heads with Courtney Vandersloot, which kind of sucks. But I mean, she played the whole rest of the game, so I didn't think they were gonna take her out.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, on May 31st, they played the Chicago Sky again, and lost 94 to 83.
Yeah.
Nelissa Smith led in points with 20. Dejanay Carrington led with 6 assists. And Maddie Seagris led with 8 rebounds, 3 defensive and 5 offensive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This game was pretty tough. It was pretty tough. Even though I'd say Dallas kept up with the Sky.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely missed Paige, but I mean, what I like about the Wings right now is that they don't have that one player that keeps them in the game.
Sure.
So even though Paige is out, she's not like their only good player.
Right.
Everybody on the team's pretty good, so they were able to keep up with the Sky.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they could have also won this game too, but I mean, I think with the whole season so far, their defense has been struggling,
Right.
and like you told me, they've only had like one good quarter. So I mean, they just need to close out better. They just need to find a way to close out and shoot.
You're right.
Like the second game against the Sky,
Mm-hmm.
Chicago made 8 3-pointers, and Dallas only had 4. So, just like the Mavericks, the 3-pointer is a problem. I felt like this was also pretty important to mention. Dallas, for the 25th straight time, has lost when scoring 84 points or lower. So, I think they just had to find ways to capitalize on their scoring and just play better defense.
Yeah.
And on June 3rd, they played the Seattle Storm at Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Dejanay Carrington led both in points and assists. She had 22 points and 4 assists. And Maisha Hines-Allen led with 12 rebounds, 8 defensive and 4 offensive rebounds. Hines-Allen also had 16 points. Maddie had 11 and 9 rebounds also. Enrique was held to only 8 points.
Yeah.
And the 4-15 of shooting. This is also the game that's like basically what I just said about the last game. They kept up. They were neck and neck the whole game, and then throughout the game, I don't know if it's like fatigue or something, but you can tell that they lost. They kind of lost their energy or momentum, and their defense was just lacking. I do want to say, though, even though it's not an excuse, the Dallas Wings are pretty young,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought this was a pretty cool stat to talk about. Their roster age is an average of just under 25.
Sure.
So I mean, it kind of makes sense. A young team will start out fast,
Right.
get a pretty good lead, but then also a young team going against experienced players will also lose.
Struggle late.
Yeah, struggle late, not play that well on defense,
Mm-hmm.
and the veterans on the other team will also find ways to score
Mm.
or find Dallas's weakness on defense and capitalize on that too. But I mean, even though their record's 1-7, the Dallas Wings are still a pretty good team in my opinion.
I agree. For the most part, like if you look at our raw stats, we're pretty decent. Like we're like top half of the league in like points made, rebounds. We're right in average in assist. So far through the season, per game.
Yeah.
Except for points allowed. So it's really the defense is the issue,
Mm,
like you're saying.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then, but I really do like how like how the Dallas Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna compare them to the Mavericks for a little bit. When Kyrie got hurt,
Mm-hmm.
they struggled because Kyrie was like Kyrie was the main guy. Of course, after Luka, but since Luka got traded, Kyrie was the main guy now.
Mm-hmm.
But he got hurt. The team fell apart almost because they lost their leader. They didn't have a true point guard.
Mm-hmm.
For the Wings, though, Paige is like their true point guard.
Yeah.
She got hurt, but Dallas didn't struggle that much,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty cool to see that at least one of the Dallas basketball teams figured it out.
Right, like it's genuinely a team. It's a team.
Yeah.
Like the foundation isn't one player, which is, I mean, I hate teams that are built that way.
Which
too.
is the point that you made with the Dallas Stars
Mhm.
a while back, how you said almost anybody can do good for the team.
Yeah, take over a game.
Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel with the Wings. Like last week when Enrique had that pretty good stretch of games,
Yeah.
and then now she only been held to 8 points that game, and then
It was still a
Carrington
competitive game.
and Hines and all them were still scoring pretty good.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think it isn't like you don't feel like
Like
oh,
they're
this
that
team
bad.
is losing.
Yeah.
This team is not good when you're watching. They're a quality team. They're quality. I think they'll pick it up. It's just keeping a cap on their defense, and like I felt watching because I watched a little bit of both games against the Chicago Sky.
Yeah.
And I felt kind of like we were turning the ball over a decent amount, but we really weren't. I mean, maybe it was just like big time turnovers,
Yeah.
like in clutch positions. So maybe better ball security in important times. But like if you're looking at raw numbers, we really haven't turned the ball over too much, or like more than anyone else.
Yeah.
But
It's
I feel like when we do turn the ball over, it's in important spots.
I think that's really where the fact that they're a young team
Mm-hmm.
and they're inexperienced in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like sure they played in college, but I mean the WNBA is a higher level than their college basketball careers.
Yeah.
So like yeah, you can tell that they're trying to make the right play. But when a young team's playing, you can tell, or I mean, I don't know, not tell, but they're kind of overthinking everything, so they kind of make a bad pass or a bad shot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's kind of normal for Dallas, especially since they're this young.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, 1-7 is not good, obviously, but but as a team, they're a good team, and I would almost expect them to at least kind of limit the turnovers and play a little better defense,
Right.
which is really all they need to do.
I think that's easy. It's like easy to correct within the season.
Yeah,
Like that's not gonna be something, or at least I hope that's not gonna be something that like lasts all season. Like we're this bad, in terms of like having a good offensive game and having a bad defensive game.
yeah, and that's really not that bad. Where all you gotta do is improve on defense.
Yeah.
It's not like you have it's not like you have a handful of bad players that you need to trade.
Yeah.
It's just the defense and closing out games.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, a few of these games this season, they've been leading into halftime. So like this game against Seattle, they went into halftime. With Chicago. With Chicago, they went into halftime with the lead. Sorry,
Sure.
I didn't find the.
You're getting the exact numbers.
Yeah, but they did take the lead. It's just I don't know if they felt like overwhelmed or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like again, they just lose the lead because their defense isn't that good.
Right.
But I think this just comes with they just gotta still play together, build that chemistry, and then within these few games maybe they'll be able to turn it around.
Yeah, I think we'll pick it up. Again, I think defense is the more coachable side of basketball. I mean, it's still obviously there's people that are just naturally great at defense too, but like, it's most players can go from mediocre to decent at the very least.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's something that we'll fix as long as our coaching fixes it. You know.
Yeah, they should be able to. I feel like the Dallas Wings are that good to actually be able to fix it.
Yeah.
I feel like I should say though, I didn't see a timeline where Paige would come back. The only thing I did see was that she'd missed a few games, and I mean she's missed a few already, but
Yeah.
I think she's already ruled out for next game.
I mean, concussion protocol, unless it's like really bad, is usually 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, should it be maybe another week?
Yeah, possibly. It's just because I saw that it said that, but the WNBA Dallas Wings Instagram
Mm-hmm.
I saw said that she was gonna be out for at most 2 games.
Okay.
So I thought that was like, oh, they're gonna make her come back fast.
Right.
But I mean, I saw the injury. They she didn't really like hit her head hard,
Mm-hmm.
but still a head injury is still concerning.
Yeah.
So
I'd
I'm just
rather
saying,
be cautious.
yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Who
But
we got coming up, by the way?
they got the Los Angeles Sparks.
Okay.
It should be a pretty good game. Right now the Sparks are sitting at 2-6.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be playing at home, or the Dallas Wings will be playing at home.
Sure.
I really think Dallas has this one.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, I've been saying that, and then they've been losing, but
Mm-hmm.
if they somehow do improve by this game, which is gonna be played. Let me see. Oh, June 6th. They play Friday today. But if they actually improve the defense and their shot, being able to hit the shots,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Dallas has this one.
I think so. I think it's entirely possible. Like you said, Los Angeles Sparks are also sort of struggling right now. So, yeah, I'm hopeful that the home court advantage, even though I think the only game we won this year has been on the road. Hopefully that sort of home court advantage will kick in a little bit, and I think we can win this game.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is the team that Kelsey or Kesley, no Kelsey Plum plays for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I did not know that. I mean, this is the first season that I'm actually paying attention to the WNBA. But I mean, with how the Dallas Wings have been able to keep up with most of these veteran players on these good teams, even though they're 1-7, Dallas will definitely make it a challenge for each of these teams to actually try to get a win.
Yeah, I think so as well. Like again, we're putting competitive
Yeah.
games. Like you watch the game, you're like, this is a competitive game.
Yeah, it's not like
No,
it's not like they're the Washington Wizards or anything,
yeah,
or the Charlotte Hornets.
exactly.
Teams see the record and they're like, oh, this will be an easy win.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like every loss is a blowout, and that's why I'm kind of in a sense all okay with these losses,
Right.
because it's not like you've seen Dallas just give up. Dallas has been playing hard to the very end of each game, and that's something I can appreciate, and I give respect for the Wings for playing with that much intensity.
Yeah.
That's really all I got for the Wings.
I feel like that was pretty good.
I know you got some. News to talk about the Rangers, though.
Yeah. The Rangers keep chugging along. We had a break-even week. This week we won two. Or actually, no, we didn't. My mistake. We were supposed to. We got one game worse in terms of overall record. We're 29-34, now 5.5 games back. Still third in the AL West. But this week started pretty decent. We played the Cardinals, and we won our first game 11-1. Feels pretty good. Leiter had his career high, or tied his career high 6 strikeouts. And threw his career high 96 pitches, so he went pretty deep into the game. He didn't allow any runs. My mistake, sorry. He allowed 1 run. But just, obviously, the big thing is we scored.
I know. I was watching the scores.
Uh-huh.
I mean, again, because I couldn't watch the game.
Sure.
But I was getting like score updates,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, no way, the Rangers actually figured out how to score.
Hit a ball. Yeah. No, I mean this feels good. Simeon went 4 for 4 with a 2-run home run and 3 RBIs total. He was 10 for 70 in the last 21 games. Hit 10 out of 70 at bats, and then he went 4-4 in this game. Sam Haggerty also had 3 hits and 3 RBIs. So did Josh Young. Wyatt Langford also had a 2-run home run. I also will point out Caleb Bushley came in the 7th and pitched till the end of the game through 3 innings, and 0 earned runs. So yeah, it was a good game. Leiter did good. Our bullpen did good. Leiter pitched 5 innings with 1 earned run. Yeah, it was a good game. It feels good. Made you like made you do that.
And this is the series where you said
I expected us to lose this series.
But this was also the one where you said that they had really good pitching or really good batting.
They had pretty good batting. They had average
okay.
pitching. That's why I expected us to not get swept or anything. Because they have pretty average pitching. So I was like, okay, we can probably win the game.
Did you expect the Rangers to actually win as big as they did?
No,
for this one?
definitely not. I mean, I really don't expect us to score more than 6 runs in any game this season so far, with how we're going. But I'm getting a little more optimistic, a little bit better. This was a decent week in terms of offense. Um, that being said, in Game 2 against the Cardinals, we got shut out for the 8th time this season. Corbin threw 5.1 innings, 2 earned runs. We had a total of 4 hits in this game. None of them amounted to anything. Our bullpen did their job, didn't allow in any runs, but we lost 2-0. Again, 8th time getting shut out this season. But in Game 3 against St. Louis, DeGrom pitched 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Great job. DeGrom's doing a good job. Our pitchers are doing a good job. I mean, Corbin also had a good day. 5.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. It's a good start. It's good pitching. Simeon went 2 for 2 with 2 walks, so he had another good game. Josh Smith, 3 hits, 4 RBIs, one of them being off a home run. This series, the St. Louis series, brought Simeon from like 1.7 something to 200 with his good batting this series. So I think he landed at exactly 201 after this game. So, yeah, I mean, good game, good bats.
Good bounce back from being shut out.
Yes. The people that were hot, Langford, Young, Berger, are staying hot, and then we got a couple more people maybe starting to get a little hot. You know, it's exciting stuff. Maybe, hopefully. But actually, it's not. We traveled to Tampa Bay, and have a rough series there. In Game 1, we lose 5-1. Molly, 5.1 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. Tough start for him, but yeah, I mean, tough start for him. Berger had 2 of our 4 hits, including the only RBI. Yeah. But I do want to say the starting pitcher that they played in this game has been on a really hot streak. I think 23, I think, scoreless innings straight. So, I mean, not to make excuses, but it was a really good pitcher that sort of slowed us down, shut us down. And then again, we didn't get shut out this game. And Molly didn't have a great start. So, unfortunate game, tough game. But yeah, we lost. Game 2, 5-4, we lost. Kumar Rocker came back from rehab, and they started him because of all these out with a little tinge in his forearm, tricep issue. But he came back from rehab, threw 3.1 innings and allowed 5 earned runs. So a tough start back from injury, back from the minors. We tried to make a comeback but couldn't. Langford had 3 hits and 2 RBIs. Heim had a 2-run home run. We had, I believe, 2 runners on or maybe bases loaded. At least 2 runners on in the ninth, and that's when Langford got one of his RBIs, but couldn't add on another one to tie it. Unfortunate. Ends the game, and we lose 5-4. After a rough start, tried to make a comeback, couldn't. Langford stays hot, though. And again, our catchers are doing okay. You know? Those noises. In the third game, this one made me mad. It made every Rangers fan mad. Leiter, 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run. We scored 3 runs, all of them off a home run. 2 of them from Simeon, the other one from Berger, I believe. Yeah, Berger hit a freaking bomb, dude. No doubter from Berger. And so going to the ninth, the bottom of the ninth, we were winning 3-1. The Rays scored 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth. They're all credited to Robert Garcia. Only one of them I really feel like or I guess 2 of them maybe warranted. Obviously, the major thing is the last play of the game. There's 2 outs. Robert Garcia threw 2 innings. He had 2 outs in that 9th inning. hit pretty much straight to the second baseman. I mean, he had to run a little bit towards first, but it was never going to be first baseman's ball. First base runs to try to make a play on it, leaves first base empty. Pitcher, again, I mean, it shouldn't have been first base's ball, but pitcher should be moving that direction anyway. But he wasn't, so nobody was on first. Josh Smith fields the ball, is like, where am I supposed to go with it? Gets stun locked, I guess. And the guy that was on second turns, goes home. Josh Smith's throw isn't on time, and they walk it off of whatever that was. Very frustrating. If you might not even have understood what I was saying. I don't know. Isaiah looked pretty confused.
Yeah.
Because it was a goofy play. It was a confusing play. But no team should ever win like that against another professional team.
Oh, so
Point
this
period.
is. So this
Like
is,
even with the first baseman / pitcher error, Josh, there's no. How did they let the winning run score? Maybe the tying run score is on that messed up play. How do you let the winning run score on that messed up play? It's just a little.
So this is. So this is like that one game where the announcer said something about like it was like a recess team or something like that.
Yeah, reset. Yeah. Little league.
Yeah, little league
Home run or little league play. Yeah, it was embarrassing. And I mean, everyone said it. Everyone posted it. What are the Rangers doing? Because it was goofy and it was bad, and we did that to get swept. So we got swept, and that's why that's why I was like, my brain was like, oh, we broke even, but no, we didn't, because we did whatever that was. We ended up getting swept by the Rays. This week we had the record of 2-4. In terms of 500, we get further below. And again, 5.5 games back in the AL West. So it doesn't feel great. But some good stuff. Again, Simeon, he's starting to pick it up. He had a great series against St. Louis. Had 2 perfect days. I mean, one of them was a 2-for-2 with 2 walks, but the other one was 4-for-4. He had 2 home runs in that last game against the Rays. So hopefully he starts getting hot. We still have Josh Smith, who's doing well. Young is doing okay. Langford is doing okay. So hopefully our offense starts moving better. Just some brief news stuff. In that Garcia took a little 4-game break there. Just for personal reasons, they said. And Carter was injured for a little bit this week too, but it was just sort of a collect yourself kind of thing. He came back in that last game against Tampa Bay, and he got a hit in one of his 4 at-bats. But yeah. And then obviously we sent Rocker back down to the minors after his start, which was a rough start. We'll see if he gets a little better. Might be calling him up repeatedly. It seemed a lot of rumors are saying we might turn him into a closer / reliever role, and I think that would be good. But he's a really young player, and a lot of teams don't like to do that to young players because going from a starter to a reliever / closer messes with a lot of players' minds, especially young players. And I think they still have hope that Kumar Rocker can be a great starter, and I think he could be. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like the team wants to do that, but we'll see what ends up happening there. Especially when Cody Bradford and John Gray come back, we'll have so many good pitchers. I mean, that's why there's also a lot of rumors that we're looking at trading one of them at the deadline because we'll have a surplus, and seeing what we can get in terms of someone that can actually touch the ball with the bat. So, stuff's happening. And we'll see what's happening. But yeah. Evaldi again, he's on the injured list with the tricep issue. But yeah. Next series, we're at the Washington Nationals, and honestly, I think we might win this series. They have similar pitching to the St. Louis Cardinals, which we had 2 great games against them. And their batting is average. So, or I don't know. I feel like we'll have some good pitching games. We have maybe a game or two where we score at least 5 runs, hopefully, maybe. And I think we win this series 2-1. I still don't think we sweep or anything. I mean, it's hard to predict a sweep, and I'm definitely not gonna do it with this team. But it'd be nice to. But there's definitely gonna be one game at least where we get sort of shut down, and
So like another positive turning point for the Rangers.
hopefully we'll. I don't know. I hope that, because again they have pretty similar pitching to the Cardinals, in terms of like ERA and like stuff like that. So batting average against. So I think it's a level of pitching that we can do good against, as we just showed against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So hopefully we do. Yeah. So I think, being optimistic, I think we win this series against the Nationals. Against Minnesota, their pitching's a little better. Their batting's a little worse, but that doesn't really matter. I think their pitching shuts us down. I think we lose this series 1-2, because there will be one game at least, probably just one, where our pitching shuts them down completely, and they score 1, maybe even 0 runs. So we win that game. But I don't expect to win the series against the Minnesota Twins. So I think hopefully next week's a break-even week. But again, if our offense keeps improving, we'll see, But I don't have enough evidence to be optimistic yet. I feel like I'm being pretty optimistic, saying we win against the Nationals already. So we'll see. But that's what I got for the Rangers. Or actually, that's what I got for the Rangers. Yeah, that's it. No major news this week in terms of like personnel, front office personnel moving around or anything. So hopefully we start moving on up a little bit, maybe. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the Renegades, who had a little bit of a week. Tell me about it. What you got for me?
Yeah, the Arlington Renegades won their final game against the San Antonio Brahmas. I mean, pretty good game. Luis Perez, another great game. The only thing I kind of, again, don't like is because it was against another team that wasn't that good. But I mean, other than that, Luis Perez really good. Played really good. Started the game 5 for 5 for passing. But then the problem for the Renegades this whole season was were turnovers. And when the Renegades were about to score their first touchdown, they fumbled in the red zone. But then also, like how this season's been going, the Renegade defense has been amazing. This team kind of reminds me of like the Cowboys with how good their defense can be, and with how good the Cowboys' defense can be also. Even the special team for the Renegades made a pretty good play. Let's see, for kickoff, our cornerback, Stephen Jones Jr. forced a fumble and put Arlington back in the red zone. Yeah. However, though, almost right after that, they couldn't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
But our kicker, Lucas Havrisk, made a 32-yard field goal and brought the lead to 17-3.
Yeah. Well, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I would say, with that play,
The kick.
Well, not that play, but that drive where after we turned the ball over.
Mhm.
I will say San Antonio, their defensive line kind of manhandled our offensive line in this game a little bit. There were a lot of plays that just didn't happen because they didn't have the time to happen. The ball was snapped and the quarterback was sacked or the running back was hit immediately. So I think I don't know if it was a great play by the San Antonio defensive line or bad play from our offensive line, but they had a lot of plays where they were just in the backfield immediately.
I think that's a little bit of both. San Antonio having not that good of a season probably came out giving it their all for this last game.
Right.
The Renegades also have been struggling with their offensive line, too. I just haven't mentioned it really because I mean, Luis Perez is a good quarterback. So I mean, with how quickly Luis Perez can find the receiver or our tight end and throw it, the offensive line could just hold for like that split second for Luis Perez to have that time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's one thing they need real big help with in the offseason is improving their offensive line.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's just a mixture of both good plays from San Antonio and just kind of sloppy-ish plays from Renegades. The Renegades did win 23-6. With the only points from San Antonio coming from 2 field goals.
Yeah. They did score first though.
Oh?
They did score first
okay.
though.
Yeah. Yeah, they scored first.
Yeah.
But Luis Perez went 26 for 32 this game, which is about like 81%. He threw for 283 yards, and he even got a rushing touchdown.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
I also want to say though, with how good our defense was, I want to save this stat real quick. Our linebacker Caleb Johnson led Arlington. He led Arlington with 11 tackles, and he also recorded a sack. And our kicker had a pretty good game too. Hit 3 for 3 field goals. 3 of them coming from the 32, 35, and the 41-yard line.
Yeah.
Or I mean not yard line, but yards out. So I mean, pretty solid game with these players. The defense as a whole recorded 4 sacks, 6 tackles for a loss, and a pass breakup. Nice. With that special team forcing 2 fumbles too. So I mean, what I gotta say for the Renegades this offseason, defense is really good. I don't think they really need to change anything for defense. Maybe still get some players that are pretty good at defense too. But like you said, the offensive line and all that definitely need to be improved. But I think a pretty solid season overall for the Renegades, even though they should have had a winning record. I think it was a pretty solid season. What do you want to say?
Well, in terms of like, I think our defense has been really good. I think, if anything, our issues have been our safety nets, aka our safeties.
Yeah.
Because like, our defense is good, but like we let in the explosive play every now and then, whether it's a long run, or a pass, a long pass. Generally we're pretty good, and then we let in one sort of 20 yards.
Especially in the late game situations.
Yeah. So I think like our safeties / middle linebacker maybe needs a little bit of improvement, whether that's coaching or a new player. But yeah, then our offensive line and running back, because I think we didn't. I mean, Luis Perez again, he's been pretty great. I think he's been pretty good.
Yeah, he's been pretty good this season.
But We couldn't. I don't know. I only watched 4 games. So from the 4 games I watched, um, the running back, we never really got the running game started, and that made put even more pressure on Luis Perez than there already was. I think.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, right now the running back. I mean, for this game, our running back Day Hunter, only had 9 carries for 37 yards.
Right.
But I mean, he also had 3 receptions for 29 yards too. So I mean,
It's
I
just,
I do agree. They need a better run game.
Mhm.
But like how you said, also, it could just be because the offensive line just lets in a
Too-
defensive player to get hit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think Day Hunter was the player in the first week, right?
Yeah. Week 1.
So,
Also against
yeah.
San Antonio, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, against San Antonio to hit that. What was it? 75-yard touchdown?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, probably a better running back and beef up the offensive line, and yeah. Now that you said something about our safeties and all that, kind of gave me flashbacks to all the games that they should have won, but the defense led in that touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, but then at the same time, their defense is pretty solid too.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on the Renegades.
Yeah.
I think the UFL playoffs start this week too, right?
Yeah. It's gonna be DC versus St. Louis and Michigan versus Birmingham. Those games are on Sunday, both of them. Michigan and Birmingham at 3 and DC and St. Louis at 6.
And then it should be the winners of those games play next week for like a championship, right?
Trophy, baby. We have a trophy.
Yeah, Renegades do, but that was before
That was
before a
exit,
merger.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good. I'm interested to learn more about the UFL.
Mm-hmm.
Viewers should be too. No, but it's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But the Renegades, I think, have a pretty bright future.
Yeah, well, I think it's just
Yeah.
harder with the UFL because like you get pieces, taken. Like the good pieces might get picked up
Yeah.
on an NFL team or.
But
But
that's got to be a good thing too, though, to see
Oh yeah, absolutely.
like if the Cowboys were scouting the Renegades
Mhm.
and called up somebody from the Renegades, it would be pretty cool to watch the Cowboys and you're like, oh, I saw him during spring football.
Yeah.
This dude's pretty good.
Yeah, it's true.
And then see him get a concussion the next play after.
Right, break on both of his legs. No, definitely don't want that.
No, but I think that's pretty cool to see. Much like how the G League is for the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow some players from the G League. They get called up.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, that name sounds familiar. I used to watch that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just like the same thing with college, but
That's true.
but I mean, it's
It just gives
It's just
more
another way.
chances to be noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always a good thing.
and I probably would say the UFL is a little more entertaining to watch than the NFL now, with all these penalties that shouldn't really be penalties, in my opinion, for the NFL.
Sure.
The UFL they let the players play,
Mhm.
and that's something I like. I like seeing, especially for a physical game like football.
Yeah.
The UFL should definitely be watched more,
I think so. Yeah.
and the Renegades are a good team. Arlington Renegades are a good team. Hopefully they'll do better next season though.
Hopefully.
But overall, pretty solid season.
I agree.
You got that's all I got for the Renegades. I'll definitely be keeping up with the Renegades off season. But yeah, we're gonna move on to soccer now.
We're gonna move on to soccer.
What do you got for soccer? What about sorry? What about that team last week that you said had to win to get in the playoffs?
Yeah, that was Trinity. I'll hold off on them for a second. Let me start with FC Dallas. I have a little less to say about them. Sorry, I want to save the exciting stuff. I want to go on a little rant.
No, you're good.
FC Dallas, FC Dallas, tied Philadelphia 0-0. Now going to 4-6-6, still 11th in the West, still middle of the table. But I mean, this is Philadelphia is a good team, so it doesn't feel bad to tie them. Tie feels pretty good actually. They're the first in the East, and we actually played pretty almost. Well, we played the entire second half a man down and a little bit of the last 5 minutes of the first half, a man down. So the tie, honestly, a kind of impressive tie. I know that sounds weird, especially if you're not a soccer fan. Might sound weird to say, oh, that's an impressive tie, but it is. I mean, we were man down for half the game. This is best team in the East right now. So, honestly, a good performance here. We'll see. Hopefully, you can build some momentum off of this. Who knows? But as it stands, again, we're 4-6-6, sort of still sitting in the middle of the table where we've been pretty much the whole season. But Dallas Trinity, as Isaiah said, last week was a win we're in scenario, and guess what? We won. Again, Carolina sent first place in the league, intimidating team. They hadn't lost since March 15th, I believe. March 15th, I believe. And we won. We beat them 2-1. Allie Thornton scored the first goal. It was a nice header from. Honestly, it was a good finish by Allie Thornton, but the assist on that goal from Tamara Bolt, ooh, that was a nice assist, nice little cross, right on Allie's head. Allie just hammered it in, and it was a good goal. And then pretty quick after the half, Ubagagu, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right, scores the second goal off of some nice dribbles. She sort of dribbles over the head of a defender and keeps control of the ball and drives it home. It was a nice goal. Our goalie played great in this game. She had to make a couple of nice saves. She had one in the first 30 seconds, Madison White. Unfortunately, no clean sheet, though, as Carolina scored an injury time, I believe, in the 93rd minute. So off of a corner. So unfortunate, but again, still a great win. We won 2-1. With that goal in this game, Allie Thornton actually won the Golden Boot for the USL regular season. So heck yeah.
Is that like the MVP or something?
Golden Boot is the most goals, so it's not
Oh.
necessarily MVP, but it's just the person that scored the most goals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so pretty good. We play tomorrow. We play tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. and we play, I believe, Fort Lauderdale. I could be completely wrong though. Let me double check that.
And these
I don't wanna
are
give wrong
officially the
information.
playoffs?
These are officially the playoffs. Single game elimination. Tampa Bay. We play Tampa Bay, not Fort Lauderdale. Play Tampa Bay.
How many rounds are in the playoffs for these
Should just
soccer
be
teams?
2 rounds. 4 teams
Two
make the playoffs. We play Tampa Bay. Carolina plays Fort Lauderdale. And the 2 winners will play in the finals, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, feels pretty good. It's gonna be a tough game. But I mean, I don't see. We have every chance to win this game.
So this team's a team that can definitely turn around during the playoffs.
I think so. I mean, I think we're a quality team. We've had our ups and downs this season, but I mean, us coming out big in that game against Carolina honestly makes me feel pretty hopeful. And Carolina was a good team. They weren't necessarily sitting any of their players really.
Also, they played full strength.
Pretty much. So it feels
That's more impressive than the impressive tie.
yeah, it is. Let me see if I can
And so their playoffs are every weekend or like every other day.
every weekend, every
Weekend.
Saturday. I'm trying to find this stat. Here we go. Maybe.
What's that you're looking for again?
I'm trying to see what a regular season record against Tampa Bay was, and I could find that. I probably should have had it pulled up already, but I didn't think about it till just now. Let me see if I can find it. All right, let me see. Okay.
This is a good podcast.
This is a great podcast.
And this is
We're 1-2-1, so we won one, tied 2, lost 1. So it's a pretty even match. There you go. See, I found it. Not too long. So it's a pretty even match. Our final record was 12-9-7. Their final record was 12-6-10. Or I guess for some reason they have ties last instead of in the middle like every other soccer league. So sorry. So we had 12 wins and 7 ties, 9 losses. They had 12 wins, 10 ties, 6 losses. So, honestly, it should be a pretty even match. It should be a pretty good match. We'll see how it goes.
That's pretty exciting.
I agree. I think I'm gonna watch the game.
Well, I mean, that's pretty exciting
It's on
that-
Peacock, by the way, guys.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty exciting that the team that was definitely hard to beat were beat.
Yeah. No. I mean,
For
you could say
for
they were
Dallas to
slowing
get in.
down. I mean, their 2 games before us were draws, but I mean, still, again, they hadn't lost.
yeah, since
wha-
March 5th.
That's 3 months, so
Yeah,
yeah,
still real impressive.
yeah, very impressive.
But like you said, they slowed down. So you think they were trying to like?
I don't know. I think
I don't know.
no, I think
I don't
they were
know
just
how-
they were just slowed down a little bit. You could maybe argue. I
Yeah.
think you could also maybe argue Tampa Bay is the hottest team going in the league. So let's see, they're 3-1-1, right? We're
Mhm.
2-0-3. You get 2 wins, 0 ties, 3 losses in our last 5. Tampa Bay's 3 wins, 1 tie, 1 loss, and that loss was the 5th game ago. So you could probably definitely argue they're the hottest team going in the playoffs, but even then, it's game by game, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
See if what was their name? You said Dallas Trinity.
yes, Dallas Trinity.
See if the Trinity are able to actually advance in the playoffs.
Let's see it. I think we got a pretty good shot. I think it'll be a good game. So we'll see. We'll see it. I think it'll be an exciting game.
And their playoffs, like you said, single elimination.
Single elimination, baby. Yeah, tomorrow. It's an away game. Yeah. Be excited. Watch the game if you can.
Is that all you got for soccer, or?
That's all I got for soccer.
Okay. Well, I only ask because we got that
Somewhat breaking news.
some pretty surprising news, I would think.
David, Some people might be surprised, some people might not. But earlier this morning, somewhat breaking news. It's definitely a ton of articles about it already, but somewhat breaking news. Early this morning, the Stars / Jim Noah and the Stars officially fired Pete DeBoer. I'm gonna ask you, what do you think about it first?
I think it's pretty surprising firing.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, as somebody who doesn't watch hockey like that, to me, he has a pretty successful record with the Stars, right? Three Western Conferences, 3 Western Conference final appearances. To me, it's pretty good, and I get that they couldn't win one of those games, but I mean, to me, that looked like pretty like at least you didn't miss the playoffs 3 seasons in a row. So to me, this is kind of like dang, you're gonna fire the head coach right before they probably start like actually advancing. But like I said earlier, I can also understand that they should have won one of these games by now. But I still say pretty shocking. I don't know. But again, I'm not a hockey fan, so I mean, a hockey watcher.
Well, let me put it in basketball terms for you. I don't know. Actually, it's kind of similar to what happens with the Knicks head coach. Yeah. Where I mean, he definitely did a fine job, a good job maybe, but like, he's not enhancing the team. Maybe he's not dragging them down, but he's not enhancing them. And so like, I think this is a pretty decent firing. It's a little scary. I'll get to that in a second, but like Pete DeBoer has pretty infamously not been able to get over the hump with any team he's been. He's been in the conference finals with I think almost every team he's coached, but he's never been able to win the cup and take that final step. And he made some, especially in this last playoffs, he's made some weird coaching decisions with some weird scratches. Especially in that last series, he brought in 2 guys that really hadn't played for the entirety of the playoffs, and then he pissed a lot of players off with pulling Otter and then leaving him pulled. At least I feel like he did. I mean, I'm not. I haven't talked to anyone personally, but it felt that's the kind of move that pisses your team off. So he's a coach that has just been in this situation before and couldn't finish it out, and so you don't want him to give them the chance to not finish it out with your team. You want to be able to take that final step. Obviously, I mean, I think he's been a good coach for us and thankful for everything he has done, but I think I like the move. I think we could use a change of pace because our team is so talented. Like, our players, like, I'm not going to say DeBoer is the reason we lost, but I don't think he's ever been the reason we won. I think we have such a good team.
So, like, just because the players are that good, they're the reason. Yeah. They're obviously the reason the team has won, but because he's the head coach, he gets the praise for.
Yeah. Again, I think because you understand why the Knicks coach was fired, right? Or I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I mean,
you think it's a little weird too?
Yeah, I think that's a little weird. This is their first. I think, I mean, because I don't really watch the Knicks too, but I mean, I think this is the first time Tom Thibodeau brought the Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, that was shocking too. So.
Well, from what I heard, from what I saw in like the podcast I watched, they felt they kind of agreed with the move. It's sort of like what I'm saying. He didn't like bring the team down, but he didn't enhance them in any way and make them better, which is what you want from a coach, especially when your team is good.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want, maybe if your team's bad, you're cool with settling for a coach that makes you go from bad to good to decent. But like when our team is as good as it is, we want a coach that'll take us to the next level and enhance already good players to championship caliber players. The reason it's a little scary is coaching market kind of not amazing right now. That's the only reason that I was like, maybe we don't see this guy get fired. Maybe we keep him around. But Jim New ends up firing him, so we'll see I don't really like even have any idea who we might go to for our head coach. But honestly, I don't dislike the move, and I think if we get someone in new that I like, I'm like, oh shoot. But we'll see what ends up happening.
Yeah. So I mean, but yeah, like with how good the stars have been.
Right.
I mean, one coach could just be like one coach they could get. It could be a power hungry coach or something.
Sure.
So like maybe anything that coach wants to be, like anything he says goes.
Right.
The Stars could potentially have a bad season.
Yeah. No, it's completely a possibility, but again, Pete DeBoer has been in the position before, and not finished it out, and you don't want him to do that with your team,
Mm-hmm.
And it's 3 straight, and we haven't gotten any further. And again, especially that last series, but this playoff, he sort of made some weird decisions. I understand, maybe kind of agree with, or at least can understand why he's getting fired.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I didn't know his coaching history.
Yeah.
But again, like somebody who hasn't been keeping up with hockey. You said had a pretty good explanation why. Like whoever watches this probably doesn't know hockey. Hopefully they kind of get a little bit of understanding. But I mean, I'm still kind of shocked.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's valid. I mean, I think, again, I don't think I wouldn't have been mad if we didn't fire him. Or I wouldn't have been surprised if we didn't fire him. But I can understand why it did happen.
That's why my whole point was, at least they didn't miss the playoffs 3 times.
Yeah,
3 times in a row or something. Because if the Stars are doing bad and they didn't fire the coach, then you'd be like, what are the Stars doing?
Yeah.
But like, probably having like this good of a run, right? Because he's only been with the team 3 years, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and then like each of those years making the Western Conference.
Yeah.
To me, that's pretty good. But I mean, you're the hockey expert now, so
Sure.
So I mean, it does kind of make sense of what you've been saying.
Yeah. I mean,
or with what you said.
It's entirely possible that this move backfires and we end up with a worse coach again. The coaching market isn't exactly enticing right now, so it's entirely possible that they end up regretting this decision. But I can understand why it was made.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You're gonna ask Vic what he thinks.
Yeah. But yeah. That's Beauty divorce.
I haven't heard anything about the Mavericks or the Cowboys really.
No, not really. Just the usual. Oh, look at how good this guy's doing at training camp.
Or
look at how bad this guy's doing at training camp.
Or will this major player want to sign an extension?
Oh shoot. So yeah, nothing crazy going on right now. I think once the NBA and NHL finals, I think once they're officially done, we'll do a little what we think will happen to free agency this offseason. But I want to wait till the seasons are completely finished, so another week or two before we do something like that. But I do want to talk about what we think the team should do with our expiring free agents and who maybe we should pick up or even trade. We want to give our thoughts on the more business player acquisition side of it in the off season. But yeah, once the season's actually end, we'll do something like that. But right now, that's all we got. Vic says bye. Isaiah says bye. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe. And if you made it this far, comment.
I don't even know.
Comment that. Again,
just comment. I don't even know.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Follow the
And
Instagram. Fabian made Intermission a TikTok.
yeah, I guess we'll put the link to that in the description too. There's nothing on it yet. We're working on it. We'll see what ends up happening with this stuff. But thanks for watching. Same time next week. Bye.